Hello, and welcome to another episode of Greencast World. The first one, is it the first one this year? I think so.
Yes.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This year is just
It's
flying. I
been
cannot
long.
believe that it's already April. I'm here with Anna, who is
Hi
joining
there.
from a new location. Anna has been living the digital nomad life. I am so envious, but good envy. Tell me everything. Tell me, where are you?
Right now we are in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
We've been here for 2 weeks already. Before we were in Georgia. We did a quick road trip in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee.
Been everywhere.
We went to New Orleans also. And in January, we spent almost 2 months in Florida. Pretty much, we have been trying to skip winter, and we made it.
You're cheating. That's cheating. So as soon as winter, she was like, "Nope, I'm not having this," and she went down south.
It's
All
not
right.
cheating. I'm Caribbean, so I'm supposed to have this life.
That is great though. I've always wanted to do that. So really like props to you and Eddie for doing and Camila the dog for taking that chance and just going and exploring.
Yes, it's good not to romanticize the idea. Of
Mm.
course, it requires sacrifices, it has challenges, but if it's what you want, you would definitely enjoy. And for
Mm.
me, I'm a kind of adventurous person, outdoorsy. My husband is also pretty flexible. We have our dog that is super well behaved, so it haven't been that difficult. But of course, it's been challenging at times. It depends on everybody and
Yeah.
how flexible are you able to,
Yeah.
to
So you
make
have
your life in general.
I'm assuming you have to adapt to a lot of situations and things as you go and discover along the way. But it is an amazing opportunity and
It is.
super glad that you were glad to do it.
Yes. Thank you.
Um, so we were talking a few weeks ago, and I was like, right, maybe it's time to do a podcast. We haven't been here in ages. Where do we even start? So we decided to start talking a little bit about news, like what is happening in the world of sustainability, which I must say there is so much happening out there that we
A
actually
lot.
struggle to compact all of the information. First, we're gonna do like 5 news each, and it's like, no, we're gonna be here talking for ages. So three on things that we thought that were cool and impactful in the world of sustainability. So I'm going to start first. News that has to do with the UK because I live in the UK. In Birmingham, I don't know if anyone here from the UK or Birmingham area has listens to us, but it's an urban jungle. Okay, it's just concrete everywhere. It's a big city, it's a major city. Unfortunately, there's a lot of pollution. However, the government has put I think, like, I don't know if New York has it, but London has it, a congestion charge, which means if you're driving a car that's polluting too much, you have to pay like a toll, like a tax, which is great because that helps to keep some of the fumes away from the inner city. And it's been a great initiative. Actually, they want to do the same thing here in Cardiff, but I don't know how long that's going to take. So, everything with the government, there's a lot of negotiations. But Birmingham, strangely enough, is doing a lot of sustainable
Yay.
things because they're doing that. And also, the UK Slow Food Birmingham has submitted a proposal to start farming on the top of parking lots. So those like multi-story building
Of
parking
course.
lots that have nothing on the top, or sometimes it's some parking. They are submitting a proposal to start using some parking lots to do like urban farming, and then use all that big space to create food for the local community. And I
Mm.
think this could be an amazing project because not only is going to turn the city greener and it's going to be good, for to disperse the fumes and everything,
For the
but
air and
also,
contamination.
yeah, but it's also actually making food for the people. So if you have things like um
Win-win.
yeah, like if they do composting, and then they might have things like tomatoes, I don't know, seasonal food, and then they can give to the community. So I think this is it's just such a good news, and I really hope not only that it happens there, but that more cities in the UK start doing the same thing because it would be amazing. I think it'll be amazing.
Totally agree. I hope 10% of the US will be doing what you guys doing over there. My gosh, this is an amazing country in so many ways, but it's been difficult to move forward in terms of sustainability, even though good things are happening. Some of the kind of related news, because it's also related to the traffic and cars and vehicles in general. Couple of great news related to that I found is that the University of Berkeley it found a polymer that can cover electric vehicles batteries.
Okay.
You know, electric vehicles has been one of the most important solutions, or more remarkable solutions, to replace cars and to replace all the contaminations related to cars. But at the same time, it's facing many challenges in terms of the batteries. Not only because it gets a lot of contamination when they discard, but also because it's super expensive, and people not many people take the risk to buy an electric car because of this battery. But this university found a new code, and they are ready-made tests, and it seems to work pretty well. So we hope many brands will start using this material instead. And in India, I don't know if you read that India already population already surpassed China.
Yeah.
So it's the first time in our era that another country has more people than China, and it's India. Many great things happening in India, and a lot of the economy is turning the eyes to India because of the power they have in terms of population and location and everything that you might hear about. They are the market of electric cars did a big job last year and this year. Right now, the sales increased 300% compared with the previous year, and they are compromises to reduce their emission by 45% by 2030.
Okay, that's a bit ambitious.
It is it's ambitious, especially when you analyze the situation in India. But again, a lot of investment happening there. So it's ambition, and they got compromised for that. So right now, with the increase of electric vehicle sales, there are right now using 320,000 electric cars already.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot. So great news. I mean, we have to definitely work, especially in the biggest countries. Those can make the difference and influence the other ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of India, I have another good news about India, but this time is related to animals. Because I just love animals more than people. I didn't say that out loud anyway.
Who doesn't?
So after 70 years, they're reintroducing cheetahs to India. So what happened was, there used to be cheetahs in India. We were the Asian cheetahs, but they went extinct many years ago, unfortunately. So the cheetahs that we have nowadays are African cheetahs, which are very similar, but they're not the same. So because they're very similar, they're going to start reintroducing these African cheetahs into Asia. Because at the moment we have less than 7,000 adult cheetahs in the wild. So we obviously need more, unless we want these ones to also disappear like the other ones did. So they're going to reintroduce them to India, and they're hoping that that's going to help re-bring the population of cheetahs to wild areas in India. And also, obviously, it's going to be a conservation area, so they're going to be protected. I'm assuming there's going to be no hunting allowed, and it's really going to give the cheetahs population a chance to grow again in the continent. So
and their ecosystem, because when one species disappears, all in the change get affected. So I suppose this will be a big change and good improvement for all the ecosystem that was altered at that point.
And I am hoping, obviously, that they've taken every little detail into consideration, because what you just said, reintroducing them into wild areas might affect other members of the ecosystem on those areas. So I'm assuming this is all under supervision and that they're taking full care of what they're doing. But it is great news for cheetahs, who, as I said, they've been extinct in India since 1952. I think it was the first or one of the first populations in India to go to be extinct, like the first animals that went extinct, like since recorded history. Obviously, I don't know. There's obviously way older ones that might be gone. So yeah, it's great. The grasslands in the area are probably going to be transformed back into being the wild ecosystems that they once were, rather than only farmland. And yeah, so just keep an eye on this one and see how it develops. But I think
amazing. Amazing news. I love that. As I said, who doesn't love animals?
Right?
Yes. Another new in terms of food waste, and I would say entertainment a little bit. As we have mentioned in previous podcasts, and as every year comes to the news, the Super Bowl, one of the most popular events in the world, also means a huge food waste. Stores get food, they get promotions since days before, weeks before. Everybody gets together and brings so much food that is usually a snack, quick food that probably you just want to get for that day, and then you just don't want it if you are on a specific diet. Many factors can just bring more food waste that we already have. And for the third year consecutive, the Food Recovery Network, which is a huge association here in the US trying to reduce waste, organized a change in many cities to distribute all this food for people in need. They recuperate over 140,000 pounds of food for only this event of one day. This is really incredible. I'm so happy. I wish to see this in even other events that also cause a lot of food waste. We have spoke about this topic many times in this podcast, but I think it's never enough.
It's never enough
because it's a basic necessity we all have, and you know,
and it's never enough
keep happening.
Yeah, it's never enough because it happens every day. Like, we eat every day and potentially we waste food every day. By the way, I don't know if it's a national day or an international day, but next week, April 26th, is Stop Food Waste Day in the UK. It might be in the US. I don't know if it's global. I just know that it is happening
we have
here.
Spoke about this already, that US, we need to
So I don't know you, but I'm definitely, there's an influencer here. His name is Lagom Chef, and he's championing food waste. This guy makes amazing things with like scraps with food that you usually just bin. So if you have a chance, go have a look. He's great. And Stop Food Waste. It's happening next week, at least here. So I mean, it can happen anywhere. Why not? Just stop it. Stop wasting it. Yeah.
Please do.
My last news for today, and as I said, there were so many, but we didn't want to talk here for like 3 hours. It is, again, it has to do a little bit more with the animal kingdom, but also with the plant kingdom, because the coral reefs. So we've been working, and when I say we, I mean the world has been working over the past few years to really make sure that the Great Coral Reef and all the coral reefs stay alive. I'm pretty sure that if you're here, you guys have heard about the coral bleaching and about all of the issues with plastic in the ocean and how these are affecting our corals and killing the corals. And the problem is, when you kill the coral, you kill the whole ecosystem. It's like killing a city and all of the other animals that live in the coral reef. But I know another topic everyone has probably sick of hearing, because I am, is artificial intelligence. But when you combine these two things together, there is actually great news. So
Yeah.
They are using artificial intelligence to actually study without having to touch and be there the coral reef. So this is helping study the biodiversity and the conservation, like how we can create plans to for the conservation of the coral and the ecosystem before things happen. So with artificial intelligence, we can predict, like, okay, if we keep doing this, what's going to happen? This is going to happen. Half of it's going to disappear. So these programs with artificial intelligence are allowing scientists and experts to analyze all of the data and collect all of the satellite imagery, underwater cameras, and everything that we already have, so we don't have to disturb the corals by go investigating anymore, but we still can explore, and we can still create programs to help the coral reef and protect them. So I think it's a great leap for humankind. I think it's great that we are finally finding something else to do with a artificial intelligence, other than just going to chat GDP or whatever the name is and just prompt really silly questions. So I think it's great. I think honestly, this is gonna help. It's gonna help a lot.
It's amazing. It's amazing to know we are using artificial intelligence for something
For
positive
something
for
good,
our
more than
environment. As you mentioned, we have hearing about it in so many things, especially for silly things and entertainment.
yeah.
But in this case, is an amazing opportunity. I'm so happy for that, especially because the coral reef is more than just beauty on the ocean. It
Yeah.
impacts. It has a huge impact on everything that we see, and those are amazing news. Look, my last news is also related to the ocean.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great. I love the
what a
ocean.
coincidence.
Yeah.
We will plan if I will get that,
Yeah. Yeah.
that synchronized as good as it is right now. We have speak about products recycling plastic many times, and we have put examples, also products that we have buy, but this is growing and growing. And Ocean Legacy Foundation is focusing in plastic that come from the commercial chain, especially, which tends to be the one that generates more of this material. We sometimes, I will speak about me. I feel super guilty when I consume things with plastic or I don't recycle properly. Yeah. Or, for example, now that has been one of my biggest challenges being a nomad, because if the US needs to improve a lot, we don't even want to focus in this area of the US. It's even worse. I was in a state that didn't recycle in at least 90% of the states, and that also happened in Florida, but at least in the supermarkets, well, some of them, for example, Publix, I can do the advertising because they do good in terms of that. In Publix, they have this recycle bins, so if you take the time to put everything together and classify, you can go to Publix and drop it off. At least you don't feel that bad if the place that you are doesn't recycle. But but there is other states that doesn't recycle at all, so it's been a challenge. But commercial is even worse. There are even more quantities, and they have it in so many presentations. So this organization is focusing on that, and big companies like Lush, which you love, the brand Lush, and is using it for all their package and all those containers that they refill, and they are now also building paddleboards and kayaks.
Wow. That's amazing.
Those materials. So it's great. Super cute because it's ocean from the plant, from the it's plastic from the ocean.
Plastic from the ocean.
For entertainment in the ocean. And
it's like the full circle, isn't it? It's great.
It's like the full circle. And also I read this morning that the big plastic island that they had been speaking about between in the Pacific, between Hawaii and California. This is an issue that has been for a long time. They found out recently that it's a new ecosystem.
Of course it is.
Growing there.
Of course, I have no doubt that the ocean's like, right, I'm just gonna make what I can with this and just start an ecosystem there. We don't have much time left because this is gonna run out any minute now because we have free Zoom. But that is an amazing news to close the episode with, I think. If you have any news, please do share with us because I love hearing about amazing things that are happening around the world, and there's so much happening every day. That it's a little bit hard to find the good news sometimes, but I think there's amazing things happening.
Yes. Thank you, Jen, again, and happy anniversary soon.
It's yes. Earth Day. Yes, Earth Day is this weekend. So make sure you celebrate and you do something nice about it. Hopefully this is gonna go just before Earth Day. But thanks, guys. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll catch you soon. Bye.
Bye.